Hi, this is Miss Evans, and I'm going to demonstrate how to prepare a more complex letter form for Fontself. And I'm in Adobe Illustrator right now, and I have a letter form that was drawn using the blob brush, the pen tool, and the pen tool again for some of these things, and the ellipse tool. So these are all separate items. You can see all these little pieces. And what is intended, in order to have a true black font, which is what we're used to downloading and using so that we can change the color of the font, we need to really start with something that's only black. And right now we have white elements on top of black, which is implying what we want, but it's not yet ready. Okay, let me show you what I mean by that. If I take this letter as it is and I drag it into the Fontself Maker plugin, it looks okay. You know, all of our details are there. However, Fontself is giving us an alert saying this is a color font. So if I click on that, it says, yay, you've created a color font. However, there are some problems, and you may not be able to use this font in different programs because of non-support at this point. So you do have the option to convert this to black. However, there went all our details that made this a little more customized for a client. But look, the little rainbow went away and we no longer have the alert. So what we want to do is get the white areas to be actually punched out or punched through, just like these counter spaces have been. And so I'm going to begin by selecting this stroke, and I'm working pretty large, and the weight of this stroke is 2 points. If you're working with a real thin weight of stroke, once you can create an outline to this stroke, it is going to appear smaller. So you may want to add a little bit more to your stroke weight. You can type in like 0.25, 0.5, whatever works for your strokes. And then you can go to select, same, stroke color or stroke weight, and select them all. So don't feel overwhelmed if you have a lot of details that you've drawn that are strokes. You can select them quite easily, especially if you've set up your layers in a smart way where you can lock certain things down. You can go in and really be specific. So first thing I'm going to do is copy this in case something happens. So I'm going to select this white stroke and I'm going to go to Object. It's a path, and I'm going to outline the stroke. And that is going to break any relationship to the pen tool, to the stroke panel. Notice that I now have no weight in here because it is now shape. So it's a shape filled with white. And if I want to knock this out of this black shape, I will select both of them, the black base shape and the white on top. Use my Pathfinder and minus front, and you can see that that area went away. Okay, now that I have sent that to the back, I have these little pieces here, and I have an ellipse here, and I am going to zoom in to see what I have going on. Now the first thing I want to do is take this little circle and knock it out of the white flower. So I'm going to do the same thing that I just did, and you can see the black of the letter is showing through. So I have actually punched a hole in there. Now I'm going to make these united as if they were a compound path themselves. And then I'm going to select the base shape, and I'm going to minus front again. And then you can see those shapes are now knocked out of the letter, which is exactly what we want. So you can see that when it's down here, you can see right through it. When it's up here, you can see the background through it. That is what Fontself wants. I'll show you. It looks great, and we're not losing anything, and there is no alert and no indication that this is a color font because we've set it up properly.